Hey everyone, welcome to Lightworkers Secret to Success. We're here with Selma Harwell today and the amazing Amanda. And she's not feeling the greatest. Her voice isn't, working too well today, but she's here and she's smiling. And Selma is in the book that we've been going through lately. And what is it? Oh, there it is.
Stories
It's
of
hard
the
to see it.
goddess. I know.
She
Stories
goes
of the
in and
goddess.
out.
And so, Selma, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, because of that book, I'm what is two times of being Amazon bestseller artist. And I got to be in another book, which is also by Rada Publishing. And so the rest of this interview is a little bit about Rada Publishing and the work that I'm connected to with them now.
Mhm.
The other book was a poetry book, and that's the way I introduce myself now is a spiritual poet.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, whatever poetry comes from me um, does end up touching on that realm, and also um, as a healer for 50 years since I learned that I had the gift. I was able to track it early on since I was 8 years old. And my near death experience happened at 4. So even since then. But as far as conscious healing, that's when that began at 21.
Okay, great. And where are you located in the world?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, cool. Okay, awesome.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
you're into poetry, and I know there's another book that's coming out through Rada Publishing all about spiritual poetry. Is that right?
Yes, and this one's going to be also a part of the course that we're going to be doing together, which is the Sensual Sutras. I don't have that in front of me, and I meant to, but we do have the link that we're going to post for that. And it lets you know that the course is going to begin in like the end of October and go through February. And in there, we're going to have people explore sensual poetry.
Okay.
And yes, the other one was Poems of the Heart. And what I was asked to lead here in the course is that every session I'll be having people go into a grounding, and sometimes it'll be a meditation, and sometimes it'll be a journey, and we'll learn, the difference. But also, it's to anchor us in a foundation connected to your heart, and then the creativity comes forth through there.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. And you had got some sort of meditation you want to do with us for the viewers today?
Yes, I'm called to healing so much. It is one of my first loves. I'm an artist too, in any way. So um, I think many artists are called in different directions, but the spirit and healing is consistently there. And since your voice was, part of whatever it's going through, actually, my voice has also been going through something similar. And it can also have to do with the dragon energy that's coming through the uh, full moon coming up. And yes, and it's not to be feared necessarily, but it almost feels like I have to be drinking and, it's dry and raspy.
Yeah.
However, there is a frequency I'll be calling in that will assist that.
Okay.
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 All right. Well, whenever you're
Awesome.
ready.
Okay. Well, let's sit in a comfortable position and go ahead and close your eyes and make sure your feet are flat on the ground, as we'll be connecting to Mother Earth. And we want to make sure that connection is solid. So, as you're closing your eyes, just begin to pay attention to the breathing as a normal breathing that you have. And then we'll take a breath together, inhaling a little longer than normal breath, exhaling through the mouth, audibly or not, and just letting that sensation have you be a little more aware of your heart. And now we'll do some breathing together, just 3 breaths. And on the inhale, we'll go directly to the heart. Inhale into the heart. And then we exhale into the heart. And we have a loop going. So inhale into the heart. So a little longer breath. Feel the body relaxing. And exhale into the heart. Inhale deeply and long and silently into the heart. And exhale, this time into the heart, through the spine, down through the hips, through the legs, out the soles of the feet, into Mother Earth. And we'll be allowing that breath to return to normal. As you see that energy and you feel that energy connecting to Mother Earth and letting her have anything that's in your way. Whatever's in that throat can be sent right down to Mother Earth. And then when you want to take a breath and bring it upwards, just go through the same path in reverse. And next area that gets accumulations, just send them on down. Mother Earth is always ready to receive. And let's just dwell there in the arms of Mother Earth while we tune into the heart and the vast expansion that is available right now because of the light that we are, right in the soul, the heart and soul, light, spirit, bright. It's who we are. We get present to the container that our body is for us. And all that light gets to permeate through every cell. And every cell communicates to each other as more light. And showing us it is the way that we are connected to one another. And our cells that are brilliant emit so much light throughout our bodies, beyond our bodies, and to each other. So then we send that light back down through the path to Mother Earth, joining our awaiting bodies, completely cleansed and uplifted. And when we connect, up and up, rising to the level of the stars. And there we connect to each other as stars, welcoming all the spirits together, spreading it throughout the world that is so needed at this time. And there is no time, so it's just always needed. It is who we are, that pure light spirit. So just let us be for a few seconds in silence, and let's glow together, glowing brightly. Some of you may sense the energy for the first time. And even if you don't sense the energy, it's all right. We allow the energy medicine to treat us wherever it's needed, however it's needed, and bringing us back to full health. And in our brilliance, we're calling to the writers that would like to be a part of the next course, which will also be the next book through Rada Publishing. And we'll be able to read some of the stories at another time. I'll say a little more about that when we return. So let's begin to open our eyes, but flutter your eyelashes first and let it come back in an easy way, bringing yourself where we are now. There we go. Thank you for letting me be here. And, I didn't know I was going to say about the book at that point, but I let it come through how it does. And I know that for me, it's a calling whenever I'm a part of Rada's books. And so I know that that is part of the invitation. People recognize either they've been looking for it already, they've been curious about it, or wondering about it.
Yeah.
I've discovered in my life that wondering often is the way that I manifest. Like
Yes.
it's so innocent in the moment that I'm wondering, and then before I know it, oh, there it is. So
Yeah, and you're right. There is a calling for that. So, and you just know deep down inside that I just knew, like, not growing up, but maybe well, I guess in high school I created my own poem book for my high school, and I collected different poetry from the different students, and I typed them all up. Like, I formatted everything. I created the whole little book, and I want to find it because I was telling Rada about it, and she's like, "Gosh, it's amazing!" And it because I love poetry and I love putting my poetry in there. So I would love to, and I haven't done poetry in a long time, but in high school is such a good outlet when you have all these emotions flowing through, and you have all these, like, boyfriend, girlfriends, you're breaking up and your heart is broken. It's just so nice to be able to get it
Exactly.
all out on paper and get it out. And if you're feeling that way, I'm like, if I'm feeling this way, I know other people are feeling this way too.
That's
And
right.
so there are other poems that I want to create too for mothers that have children like in addiction, or mothers that have, or doesn't have to be mothers, parents that have children like like in jail or prison or whatever,
Mhm.
and just allowing them to still be that light, even
Yes.
though that they're in a dark place right now. It's just they're trying to find their way, and sometimes they
Mhm.
have to go away for a little while to be able to you know get centered within themselves and kind of reflect for a little time out.
Exactly.
but um
Yes.
but yeah, I love all that stuff. So
Right.
thank you so much for giving us that little meditation, and it was really peaceful and calm and what I needed so
Mm.
much um right now in this now moment. And I
Yeah.
am excited for your program to come out, and I'm hoping that more authors will see this and they'll sign up, and they'll sign up to be in the new book coming out.
Yes.
And Rhoda has some really great ideas, for this new book coming out, and she's working on so many things always behind the scenes as well,
Yes.
that
It's
she
true.
just wants everyone to be, to show their amazing work. And
Yes.
I feel blessed. I don't want to say blessed because Rod and I have this thing with that word. I
Oh,
feel grateful
interesting. Uh-huh.
that that I've been a part of two of her books, and she and I are working on creating um, a new book too that nobody knows about yet, and I'll bring that out later. But I've been just
Yeah.
kind of, it's wanting to be birthed now and created now. So I just been
It's
kind of like, all right. I mean, but with everything going on, I'm like one day at a time.
yeah,
We only have
and
so
there
much
is
energy, right? So
exactly. Yeah, just like I was saying earlier, the artists are pulled in different directions, and
yeah,
that is how she is too. She's got
yeah,
this idea and that idea, and then they just come together, and that's
yeah.
how the three of the leaders that are going to be like Rada and myself and Gila.
Mhm,
She's had a course before about like teaching the poetry,
mhm.
but coming together with Rada and then Rada inviting me, it just became a whole new thing.
Yeah,
So yes, and we didn't know each other before that,
yeah.
Gila, and she's in Israel, and it's just like
Oh yeah,
it's
I
that
think I know.
serendipity.
I
Yeah.
think I know Gila. What's Gila's last name?
Oh, I can't remember. I mean, like I said,
I
I
think
just met her Saturday,
yeah.
and I'm
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because I think I've met her through a friend.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
so that's great. If
yeah.
it's the same Gila, I better.
Ha. Well,
It might be. I don't know.
it's through Rada. Yeah, I mean, could be.
I don't know if I know her through Rada. I think I know her from another friend who lives in Israel. So
Oh,
I
okay,
used to do a lot of
sure.
healing
Like the
for people in Israel too. So,
great,
well,
yes,
I know we are so thankful to have you here. I know it was short and sweet, but sometimes that's the best
yeah.
way to get your message across. And we invite you to come again, either next week or the week after. I got to look at the calendar and make sure we don't have anything
Oh, okay,
for next
yeah,
week.
that would be
But
great.
I will message you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been such a pleasure to have you here with us. That even though I'm not feeling good, I'm like, Adam, you take over. I just have this take charge personality, so I'm so sorry.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, but and
I'm
me
so
too a little
sorry.
bit because I will before we go, if I could say one more thing because you've already touched on these things. My commitment for the world is that motherhood is honored as the source for world peace.
Yes. Oh,
So a lot of the things that you spoke to are present. I also went through my son who is 50 now,
mhm.
at 28, was addicted,
Okay.
and we helped him as a family, and
Mm,
he's been clean for that many years, all the
that's
rest
wonderful.
of the years.
That's
So
wonderful.
we've gone through, and then about 10 years later I wrote a poem about it, so it
Okay.
will be appropriate to read it with you
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. Yeah, I want to do that as well. And I have a couple kids that are in active addiction right now. So
Mhm. Okay.
it's heartbreaking, but that's what this chapter is all about, is
Okay.
about fentanyl.
Oh,
And about the effects on the person, but also their disconnection when they come here, and their disconnection from, our
Oh,
unconditional love. And
absolutely.
when they're using, they go back into that space where they feel that unconditional love just for a moment, and they need that.
They do.
And
That's right.
so it's like, to show family members and the outsiders that don't understand what our family's going through, or what the person that is in addictions going through, to just kind of highlight and kind of shine a light, saying, hey, listen, they're struggling with themselves, and they want that connection so much with, with our
Absolutely.
creator.
Yeah.
So it gives you that, a different perspective, a different point of view.
Mhm.
There's so many people are so harsh in this world, and it's like, we need to find a softer common ground, so that
Yes.
there's more compassion and understanding of what's going on, not just what we see on the surface, like what's the underlying, why do they keep choosing that?
Yes. Yes. And there's so many addictions, and it does speak to that in just the poem by itself, the way it came through. Again, like most poems, it just was like, oh, I'm going to write about that. I had no idea
Yeah.
until it just came. Yeah.
Well, I struggled with this chapter in this book for a long time, and I kept telling Ron, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be in the book, because I just don't have time, and there's so much going on, and I honestly, I don't even know what I would talk about. My life is in a disarray. Like, I cannot, it's so chaotic. And she goes, well, let's just have a chat. So we talked, and she goes, you just say that, what you just told me. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear that. She goes, no, yes, they do. I was
Yes.
like, oh my gosh. So this is actually a channeled message. This, my
Yes.
chapter, and this is a channeled message. When people ask you, well, ask me, what is it about? I'm like, well, it's a channeled message. So I don't always consciously know. I know, what it's
Yeah.
about. And,
Mhm.
but it's a divine channel message through Shakti, the
Yes.
divine goddess,
Mhm.
and then my higher self, Lady Faith, and then they brought me into it, to have like a whole conversation. So it's a really
Beautiful.
nice, short and sweet. I didn't want it to be overwhelming. I wanted this because I kind of prayed over it. And I said, if there are parents that are struggling the way that I am, I want to give them hope.
Mhm.
And I said, so that's kind of where I wanted to go with this chapter, and
Awesome.
that's what that was created. So
Yeah.
it just, you have to
Well,
follow
yeah,
beside it.
I'm so happy that we got together, because I can also place this on my Facebook page, which is called Healthy Moms, Healthy World.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
beautiful,
so they can join
beautiful.
there too. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Selma, thank you so much
Okay.
for being here, with us today. You're a treasure, and I wish I was feeling a little bit more energetically better.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I
I'm gonna
understand.
let those energies come in. I yawned so much through because I am a
Perfect.
transmuter of energy, but I was
Yes.
yawning and yawning and processing so much. So I'm
Yes.
thankful. I'm so thankful for the contribution that you
You're
had today on
welcome.
my life, and everybody else
Yeah.
that will watch this video.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You're a
Yeah.
treasure as well. And
Thank
I
you.
just think I just love it when we can, serendipity just
Yeah.
coming together.
Yeah.
And we just said yes to each
No, we
other.
said yes.
And that's where it starts.
It's like, yes, yes, right now.
Right.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you. And we will say goodbye to all our viewers. We will have
Yes.
information about Selma and Radha's and Gila's program coming up, and their chapters. We'll have links to those, but give us, a couple of days to get all that stuff put together. And we're going to have Selma, with us again, so we can talk more about her chapters. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much. Like
All
and
right.
subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.